Hello and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. Before I say anything that has to do anything with this show in general, I'm sure everybody knows the news of this week in regard to Impact Wrestling in general. Things I'm sure me and many other fans have been speaking for a very long time now. As you know of the news this week, Anthem, the parent company of Impact Wrestling, has acquired AXSTV and HDNet. Excuse me. Now, with them acquiring AXSTV, which there have been talks, but I didn't think this was going to be I would say it's a hostile takeover, but they own it pretty much now, so it is a takeover. But I believe Steve Harvey is part of the board of directors or something now, or he's supposed to be like one on the board. But the point is this: Anthem, they now own pretty much a majority stake of it. So I'm sure everyone is now happy, which, this was even announced later on in the week, probably about a day or two later, that Impact Wrestling will be moving to AXSTV. So, number one, thank freaking God, because I'm finally glad they are off that Pursuit channel. They will still simulcast with Twitch. I don't think that's any problem, but at least they will be on a channel that is watchable, okay? Because this was something I really didn't expect for Anthem to pretty much have this takeover of AXSTV, and a lot of fans are worried because now with them owning it, there were some changes. I know they let off like 40 staff members, to what I've heard. That was in one of the reports I've read. I don't know how important these guys were, but I think it has something to do with getting New Japan on AXSTV with AXSTV, but with Impact Wrestling moving to AXSTV, which they have a lot of wrestling on that channel. If you know what AXSTV is, you know that New Japan Pro Wrestling is on AXSTV, and wow, Women of Wrestling is also on AXSTV, which they do the Saturday Night Slam, every week right now. Of course, you've seen New Japan live shows from there, from the G1, pretty much for about a month or two ago when it began, or what other shows they've kind of show. There's just some live shows they showed the past few years when they've been at the Pyramid in Los Angeles, especially in the American shows. That's when they show them live. But the G1 was live this year also. But pretty much New Japan is every week on AXSTV and WoW. And a lot of people kind of figured now, like Impact or Anthem, they now hold the future of New Japan in their hands. I don't think that the show is really going to go anywhere. I know some people were putting out that Impact and New Japan have not had a great relationship in the past, which is true. But the last time I checked, I believe Scott D'Amore did apologize to the locker room, especially Okada. If you remember when Okada was in TNA at the time, and they gave him that stupid Green Hornet gimmick. I believe that was Vince Russo's fault, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what I remember someone saying, but Okada was treated like the Green Hornet over there at the time. But hopefully something better can come from this. Now, I would like to see something, in the future with New Japan Impact if they ever work together, but I don't know. But pretty much, a lot of people say they hold their future in the hands on, AXSTV, especially being America. But pretty much when Impact does move to AXSTV, it will be in October. It will be after Bound for Glory in Chicago, which I'm possibly going to go to. I think I am going to go just because. But, pretty much the question is now, what day will they be on TV, though? We know that it's going to happen after Bound for Glory, but what day is the pick? And I hope they really do pick a good day. Personally, I say Tuesday. Take SmackDown's TV slot. We already know SmackDown is moving to October, pretty much next month on the 4th, I believe. Yeah, they're going to be moving on the 4th. We know they're going to be on Fridays at 7 to 9. Listen, get off that 9 to 11 thing. Nobody's not going to sit around that long for wrestling, because a lot of people don't watch wrestling on Friday nights anyway, especially on weekend days, because they know people are going to go out. They know people are going to party and stuff, so people aren't really going to watch the show like that. Because right now on this Pursuit channel crap, especially being the 9/11, a lot of people aren't watching. They're probably going to just either watch it on Twitch because they don't have the channel, or they'll probably wait till tomorrow because they're probably doing something better on a Friday night. Don't put it on Saturday. They already got enough rest on Saturday with Saturday Night Slam. Now, WoW, I'll admit I've watched WoW before. It's pretty good. Got actually new episodes. New Japan, I could just go to New Japan World to watch it live. They just kind of get it after the show happens. But personally, I say pick a Tuesday, pick a primetime slot, pick from 7 to 9, and I think we'll be good from there. Even Thursday, if they want to go back to that also. Personally, I'd say take Tuesday this time, but Tuesday or Thursday, I'd be fine with. Don't pick no Fridays or any other day, because there's already going to be enough wrestling throughout the week by the time, October comes, okay? But, I believe they should be on a Tuesday or Thursday from 7 to 9, prime time. People are going to watch it. People actually have Access TV, because the problem with this company before is that, hey, listen, you got all these other channels in different countries. That's not bad and all, but they needed something in America, and Access TV is a pretty good channel, okay? I don't know if everybody has Access TV. I have Access TV, and there are many other people I do know, so at least this channel is acquirable than some hunting channel that cannot even really be found, okay? At least Access TV is a difference. I've already seen the video they show for them coming in October in general, so it's great for Impact to really have this TV deal. I don't know how many more changes are going to be coming from this. Like I said, they've already moved quick enough to get it on Access TV, so that is a good, really great step in the direction, and I know a lot of fans should be happy about them going to Access TV, because, listen, the show is good. It's just, it's hard to watch it. Friday nights is not going to work, okay? And moving to Saturday would not be better, because the ratings would not, I don't think they would be good during that time. So, listen, the best you can do is either pick early in the week, take Tuesday. Nobody's using it anymore. SmackDowns are going to be gone, so just take that. Or Thursday. I don't think there's any other wrestling on Thursday. You guys can go back to taking that too. But like I said, Tuesday or Thursday, okay. But no Friday. No wait until after SmackDown. No Saturday either, because you got enough shows with that Saturday Night Slam on Access TV. Now, I will say this though, to add, I know some people have already said that, technically, they never, well, technically, they just pretty much bought out somebody to get on the network and, kind of get the network on their own, but I don't know what's going to happen next. Now, I expect to see a lot of changes, hopefully, maybe from production-wise and other stuff. Impact has a better scale of things, because like I said before, I don't really know the 40 people they fired. I kind of expected changes were going to happen. I've seen stuff like this before when they bring in new people. They're going to fire like the past staff and bring in the new staff. So I don't know what Anthem's whole plan is on all of this. Like I said, I'm very surprised that they bought out Access TV and HDNet in general. But I'm glad they were able to, get Impact on a better channel. I will say that. Like I said before, they're just going to have to pick the new day for it, okay? I don't know what's going to be on. I don't know when it's going to, day it will be, like I said before, but you already repeated myself too many times on either Tuesday or Thursday. So I don't know what to expect next from this, but like I said before, I just think it is a good move though. I think it's about time they got on something different. Hopefully the good thing can keep rolling with this, if since you're on Access TV and everything. So I don't know what to expect from this. I will say one thing: Access TV right now, they have a lot of wrestling on their show. I will admit that. They have a lot of wrestling on their channel right now. And I know Access TV is kind of mostly for music. I've seen a lot of music or rock documentaries on there. That just has to do with music in general, and some reality shows. I don't watch all the shows on Access TV, so I can't really tell you what's on there. Some trunk thing, and it was one with with Eddie Money, rest in peace to him, but I don't know everything that's on Access TV like that, but all I can say is let's just wait and see until we get to October, and especially after Bound for Glory. I think that's when the real change will begin with Impact, and we'll see what comes from this and everything. But I'm glad to see something good is happening from it. But I want to kind of give my quick thoughts on Impact going to be making a big move to Access TV in October. So like I said, we don't know what day yet. We just know it's going to happen right after Bound for Glory. So hopefully some things can be good around here, because it's losing too many people. I guess that is the only way it's a way they found a way out. Buy someone out, I guess. But moving on though, we will kick off the show. We are still in Mexico. Kicking off with Tennille Dashwood making her Impact in-ring debut against Kiera Hogan. I know this crowd in Mexico. I feel like nobody really know who Tennille Dashwood was, but crowd was kind of bad. This was a good match, though. I will say that. Ended up with Tennille picking up the win, hitting the Claymore. Some say it was like the Claymore kick, like a shining wizard on Kiera Hogan for the win. I thought it was a good match, though. I will say that. I don't know if the crowd really knew who she was that well, but Tennille having a good match out there was good against Kiera Hogan. I will say that. I thought they were going to put it against some job people at first, but I guess they got to go against Hogan and Madison Rain right now, since wherever that's going to go. So we'll see what happens from that. But, Tennille making her debut tonight, it was pretty good. They then went to OVE. Pretty much, they were arguing about doing a video without Sammy around right now. And they didn't have too much because, say anything that much. Sammy pretty much came in and pretty much was pissed at Impact Management because Brian Cage was not stripped of the title. So they reward him 6 more weeks for his title defense. And he doesn't feel like he has to face him at Bound for Glory for the title pretty much. But he thought it was bullcrap. But you know what? We will take care of this sooner or later. But they got other business to attend to between Tommy Dreamer and Tessa Blanchard tonight. So it looked like Jake Chris was going to be tagging with him, and we're going to see where that goes on to be. Jimmy Jacobs was interviewed in the North. They took out LAX. And pretty much you guys are treating LAX as more important than the tag team champions themselves. Pretty much saying we're the bullies around here, okay? And we push people around. And that the North deserves what they want. That's why we're the new favorite team. So LAX can pretty much kick the bricks right now since they took them out at this point. But a good promo from the North. They then went to Michael Elgin, who had a match against Dynastia. I'm sorry if I can't really say the name that well. I don't really know who this luchador is. Yeah, I'm sorry if I don't get the guy's name right. Basically this was kind of a squash match in a way. Technically, this guy was pretty much a cruiserweight going against Michael Elgin. They said he was a AAA mini champion. So I don't really know. I just know Michael Elgin kind of no-sold a lot of this guy's offense. The guy could flip, but Elgin was kind of throwing him all over the place until he pretty much hit him with a big clothesline and an Emerald Flosion for the win. So it was pretty much a squash match. It wasn't bad, but I think most of the entire point was after the match was when Elgin pretty much says he decided to use the Emerald Flosion instead of the Elgin Bomb, and he talked about it. They said it was Naomichi Marufuji's finisher, which if you know Marufuji, he is from Pro Wrestling Noah, which they did say he will be at Bound for Glory also. But pretty much Elgin was cutting his promo, and he talked about, I dominated the best against New Japan. Pretty much saying, I went against the best bout machine, team with the ace, and took down, he said he's made the Rainmaker bleed. Pretty much about Okada, Omega, Tanahashi, and others when he was in New Japan. But pretty much then, he said there is one man in New Japan that never got to witness Elgin's path. Pretty much Elgin challenged Marufuji to a match at Bound for Glory. So that's going to be official, which they did say it was official. So that is going to happen at Bound for Glory, which should be interesting and a good match, if you ask me. Listen, I've seen Marufuji wrestle before, and he has been in the company before too. He was kind of like about a year or two ago when they brought him in, when Jarrett was there, they were bringing in Pro Wrestling Noah at working with them. So I've seen the guy wrestle in Impact before, and he's good. I don't know much of his work in Pro Wrestling Noah, but I do know he had a match against Kenta before he left the WWE. So he is really that great, but he is a big name over there in Pro Wrestling Noah. I do know that. But I am looking forward to this match, though, and it should be really good. So we'll see what comes from this feud, but it should be a great match in Bound for Glory. Taya was pretty much in Rosemary's Lair, which at first I was wondering who she was talking to about her title reign and being the longest Knockouts champion. Rosemary says, how did you get in here? Taya said, there was no door. Simple, I walked in. Rosemary pretty much talked about, I will set up some force field where it's going to melt you. And says, yeah, my ring gear is shiny, so it's probably going to reflect off that, okay? But pretty much, listen, I'm your friend now, so I guess she gave Rosemary a cell phone, and Rosemary says, I'm not buying into this. But Taya pretty much says, yeah, I know. Listen, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna have some mimosas, and I'll touch you for brunch next week, okay? Taya pretty much left as Rosemary just looked at the cell phone and looked like she couldn't even figure it out at one point. So I thought that was kind of funny though, with Taya and Rosemary. I'm assuming Rosemary maybe next in line for the title. I think, I'm not really sure, but I don't know who they got going against Taya right now for this championship. For the Knockouts title. But I thought the segment with Rosemary was pretty funny, since she was like, yeah, that with the whole little supernatural stuff. So yeah, I just walked in. What are you talking about? There is no lair. Followed by was sitting in the back and catering. Like he had some chips and some soda, until TJ Perkins walked up, sat down, took his food pretty much, and gave him the omelet and some water, and pretty much says, listen, I see a rough patching you recently, and you've been kind of falling off the horse and everything. Bob was like, bye. He says, you know what? I'm not going to translate. He said, listen, you should never give up, all right? And as Bob looked confused, saying, what? But Perkins pretty much, slapped him and said, he sat him on the chest and pretty much says, listen, you come from a proud Filipino culture of survivors, and we're kind of last one standing. I didn't even know TJ Perkins was Filipino, but pretty much says, I'm not going to let you give up until I help you. Very interesting. So I guess, what, they're going to pair Perkins and Bob or something? Or Perkins is going to be like Bob's mentor? It's interesting, I will say that, since I was wondering, like, I didn't know, P.J. Perkins was a Filipino, so that's very interesting. I guess now he's going to, I'm going to help you, alright? And I'm going to make something out of this. Now they could be a team, and sooner or later that Perkins, turns on him. But it was very interesting in that segment to see where that's going to go, since, Bob lost that match to Moose, and I guess he was feeling down. So Perkins like, you know what? I've been watching you lately, and I know I just got back here in this company, but I'm going to do something for you. So I am intrigued to see where that's going to go. They also pretty much they played a promo with Moose, pretty much talking about Ken Shamrock. So I'm about to say he's now the most world's dangerous man. Pretty much say he's come from and Bound for Glory, since that match will be official. Bound for Glory also, Moose versus Ken Shamrock. So I said before, I do want to see this match. I have not seen Ken Shamrock wrestle in a very, very, very long time. I know somebody tried to bring it up in the comments section, saying like, oh, do you not remember in the WWF? Yes, I do remember in the WWF, and yeah, I watched him there. I'm talking about after he left the WWF. In that time, he wrestled in TNA for a quick minute, because he was like the first TNA champion, or NWA TNA champion. But I'm saying, who else has he wrestled ever since that time? And if you know, please tell me. But I'm not saying don't tell me his UFC fights, but tell me who has he wrestled ever since that match on Impact when he was the first world champion, okay? So I do want to see if Shamrock still has it. Like I said, the guy's still jacked to the freaking gills, so I am interested to see what comes from that. James Mitchell's cutting a promo somewhere in some red room, telling Havoc, you need to be careful because Su Yung is very powerful. Even at her weakest, she is the strongest. That Havoc tried to tell Havoc, you need to drop the grudge against Su Yung because her power is big. You've opened Pandora's box, and there's a Category 5 hurricane coming. Its name is Su Yung. So at least James Mitchell's trying to make some sense of this, because I couldn't even tell who was the heel or face in this. So I guess, he's trying to warn Havoc, saying that Su Young's very powerful. You better watch out. But at least I'm kind of glad they got James Mitchell involved, because at least he can say it's better than these two. Because Su Yung, I'm not really understanding what language he's speaking in her promos or whatever the videos have been playing. And Havoc, just kind of screams and yells, just knocks everyone out. We haven't really heard no promo time from her too. So at least Mitchell made some point of this. Moose also says he's going to beat up some people in the streets of Mexico next week, so I guess he's going to have a match with somebody. Tejano Jr. came out. This was a AAA match at this point, going against Dr. Wagner Jr. I know he doesn't have his mask anymore. I believe his hair also. I didn't even notice a match, because I don't know who Wagner came out with, but Wagner's about to cut a promo. Tejano pretty much started beating him up. Ripped off his mask. I guess he did lose that mask, I believe, in a match, if I'm not mistaken. And Listen, I don't know what's really going on here. I know who these guys are. I have seen Dr. Wagner Jr. before. I believe he's fighting the park in them lately. Same with Tejano, mostly probably outside of Lucha Underground. But this match was not bad for how quick it was. I know Dr. Wagner is a legend down there. I will say that. So I don't really know what to say from this. I just know he won with the Doctor Driver for the win against Tejano, which just, I don't know, man. A lot of people shit on Tejano Jr. anyways because they just think his, I think it's because his gimmick is bad. I'd say he get shit on the Lucha Underground before, too. I thought the guy was kind of uninteresting down there also. So, I don't know. Tejano Jr., I don't know. Dr. Wagner Jr., like I said, it wasn't a bad match. It was just a AAA match. I thought this could have been made a bigger deal out of. It just kind of felt random, but it happened. Alicia Edwards and Ace Austin were talking backstage. Ace was worried about Alicia's safety and talked about Eddie's death threats, and pretty much told her to stay backstage, and she agreed to while he went out and dealt with this. Another LAX segment happened, which I thought they were gone after last week, but they're still here in the company. I guess they were packing up, leaving from their clubhouse, and Santana was kind of surprised. Like, you drinking coffee? They said you drink liquor, but Ortiz says, I only drink liquor when it's good times. This ain't no good time right now. But Conan pretty much says, why you still in your ring gear? Because Ortiz pretty much says, I can't let it go. And, he just couldn't let it go. Next thing you know, the Mac and Rich Swann walk in, pretty much trying to cheer up LAX. Hey, listen, guys, y'all put the tag team division on its ass, okay? And y'all made it, y'all bitch. So y'all was running things around here. Y'all those guys, all right? And, Mac pretty much talked about, LAX, you quieted the doubters, all right? You made the tag team division something to talk about. You got it? And pretty much saying that, the North, start talking about the North and everything. Yeah, they wouldn't have done that. But Swan said, hey, man, we don't need to talk about the North right now, all right? How about this? We give y'all one more match next week. Swan, Mac versus LAX. Conan was agreeing with it, pretty much saying, I'm going to get this match set up. It's going to be the farewell match of LAX, and, we're going to go off from that. Which, I didn't even think LAX was still going to be part of this whole thing after what happened last week with the titles and stuff. I thought they were just gone, because we already know what LAX is, so we know that. That's no surprise. I just trying to figure out what was going to be the next thing now, but I didn't expect a segment from this, so I guess next week will be LAX's final official match in Impact. So that's going to be the thing. I thought they were done after the titles and how they just kind of, left the flags there and they all hugged each other. But I guess they were packing up. So now they're going to have one more match with Swan and the Max. So I think that'll be great. If it's their last match, well, it's going to be their last match. Since it's their last match, I guess they're going to go out with a bang and then leave an Impact. But we're going to see these guys soon enough on AEW, so it's not nothing really to worry about. Listen, I don't know. Like I said, I don't even know if they're even really going to be still called LAX when when they're already in AEW now. So I don't even know what their names are called. But I've just gotten and then we running. We had LAX before, but these guys that kind of made it to like, hey, I can call y'all LAX now too, because I wasn't sure about them in the beginning, but they proved everyone wrong that they were the best tag teams in the world right now, and there's a reason why they're in AEW. They've done everything in Impact, so. Hopefully that match is going to be great next week, though, in their final Impact Wrestling match, though. Ace Austin winning against Eddie Edwards. It's not a bad match. Pretty much ended in DQ, which both of these guys trying to beat the crap out of each other, because it got to Eddie Edwards getting another chair as Ace Austin tried to get out of dodge. Austin tried to do some move on the apron, but Eddie pretty much hit Ace Austin's shoulder with the steel chair, pretty much beating his arm up then, and then throwing him back in the ring with a Boston knee party, still kicking the crap out of him as he pushed security guards away then, so Eddie just still beating the crap out of Ace Austin out there. But the segment does kind of continue, though, if I want to speak more, because, I don't know, I'm just kind of sick of Crazy Eddie at this point, and Alicia Edwards just kind of follows for anything. But I do love the segment that happened in the ambulance, though, because Alicia was pretty much checking on Ace Austin. Eddie says, why do you keep showing up with him? And pretty much Alicia pretty much started yelling at him, and then called Eddie You're a cheating bastard, okay? You're not my husband. You're a cheating bastard. And the funniest thing, I thought it was funny. This was great. When she says that, and she have her back turned, and Eddie's looking on. You can see Ace Austin pretty much hold up an ace card, and he's humping the air then, which I think is just funny as ever. Like he says, "I'm gonna fuck your wife tonight," pretty much. The guy put his dick in a box and everything. So I thought that was hilarious. Ace Austin is like the best thing in this. Okay, I will say that he's probably like the best thing out of this whole feud right now. So him just kind of humping the air and taunting Eddie, I thought that was hilarious. Okay, hilarious. So I did love that segment. But pretty much then they talked to Jimmy Jacobs. He was talking, interviewing Melissa Santos and Brian Cage. Pretty much says they're going to get married on in the next 2 weeks on TV, and the whole roster is invited. So they were talking about Cage almost getting stripped of the title, but he can't help but agree with himself that he's missed a lot of time as champion, but he wants to be a fighting champion, and he only wants to lose the title by being beaten, not being stripped of the championship. So good promo by excuse me, good promo by Brian Cage. I don't know why my mind slipped for a second, but it did. They played another Johnny Swinger video. I don't know who this guy is. I just know he just kept saying this Brian Cage even lift, and talked about eating all these eggs and doing all these workout videos. So he was doing that. The Desi Hit Squad went against Nino Hamburguesa, or Hamburger Boy in Spanish, and Big Mommy. I do not know who these two are. I only saw them at that Triple Mania show. That's all I'm going to say from that. But that's all I know. But I heard that it's shit down there in Mexico, though. So they must be good. It's not much to say from this match. I just know, what was it? Hamburger Boy there. Nino Hamburguesa pretty much did get the win with the Samoan drop on Raj for the victory. But then pretty much next thing you know, the Deaners were out there pretty much yelling at the Desi Hit Squad because they were watching the match. But then next thing you know, someone showed from behind. The person that does show up attacking the Desi Hit Squad, though, well, not attacking the Desi Hit Squad, but attacking Deaners, was Mahabla Sheera, making his return back into Impact Wrestling. I'm very surprised to see that. And I am interested in, I guess, he pretty much beat up, he beat up the Deaners, and pretty much looked at Gama Singh, and, I guess he bowed to him or something. Or I guess he's now part of the Desi Hit Squad now. They said this was a game changer. Now, I will say this. If you remember Mahabla Sheera in Impact Wrestling from a few years ago, the only thing I remember him from was this. He came in like about 2014, I remember, when they were still on Spike TV. Kurt Angle, I believe, was the one that got him into the company, if I'm not mistaken. And then I remember they did a whole bunch of weird vignettes with him and TJP when he was Manic at the time. And he was part of that James Storm Revolution group that didn't really go nowhere. It was like, but they even called him Mahabla Sheera. They called him Koya then, I believe. And he was teaming with Storm, TJ Perkins, Sonata, or they called him the Great Sonata then, before he became LIJ. And Abyss was part of this whole team. And the only thing I remember was he turned on Storm, and then he started doing some dance called the Sheera Shuffle. They were kind of promoting that for a second, but a lot of people said the guy was never really that good in the ring in general, and they just kind of crapped all over him. Even I seen his matches in the past, they weren't really that good. And then I remember not that long ago, he was in WWE. I remember he was going to be part of Developmental, but I don't think he ever made it to TV, I believe, to what I heard. So I don't know. I remember he was down there, and he had a picture, and they said he was with WWE, and he was part of the Performance Center, but was the guy that bad that WWE had to let him go? So I don't know about Mahabla Sheera. He looks more jacked to the gills, I'll say that, but has he gotten better as a wrestler, though? That's what I want to say. Has he gotten better? Because I don't know what he really did in WWE down there. I never saw what he did. He was in Developmental. Maybe he's gotten better. But since they took him out, something must have went wrong. I don't know. But I was very surprised to see Sheera back in the company in general. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. We'll say that. But we'll see what comes from this. Number one, maybe they'll stop making the Destiny Hit Squad look like a joke tag team comedy thing, because that's what it looks like for this long. They've either jobbed everybody or they look like jokes all the time. So that's all I can really say from that. But we'll see what happens with Sheer and see if he's improved though. Next, OVE, Sami Callihan and Jake Chris when against Tessa Blanchard and Tommy Dreamer in the main event, which I guess this was a no disqualification match since everybody was using weapons involved. And this was a good match in the end, though, I will say that. It kind of ended up with Sami. He hit Tessa with a baseball bat in the gut. He was going to do that thumbs up, thumbs down thing. A power driver, but Dreamer pretty much took him down with a kendo stick. Dave Chris came out then, and he took him out with a kendo stick. Then Madman Fulton came out and, kind of distracted Dreamer. Sami gave him the power driver then for the win, but Tessa got back in the ring. Pretty much hit Callihan with the kendo stick and saved Dreamer. She pretty much started beating up Jake and Dave with the stick, but Madman Fulton pretty much no-sold the kendo stick shots as she kept hitting him with it. So she pretty much kicked him in the nuts then and, hit him with a kendo stick to the outside of the ring. Sami got back in, pretty much hit a steel chair to Tessa to take her out, and he was going to do the power drive on her, but next thing you know, Rhino and RVD came out, so the ECW originals pretty much helped, Tessa and Tommy out there. RVD pretty much took out OVE, hit him with a 5-star frog splash, and they pretty much stood tall with RVD's music playing. So the ECW originals and Tessa stood tall. So I'm assuming next week or two it was going to be, Dreamer, Van Dam, and Rhino versus Tessa Blanchard versus all of OVE. So yeah, the ECW originals and Tessa most likely will go against OVE next week on the show. But a good match and a good angle to lead off out of. I'm kind of wondering when they're gonna build Callihan now in his feud against Cage for the title. Maybe that'll be the next tapings after this Mexico thing. But that's probably gonna be the next tapings from it. But yes, overall, good show. I will say that. I think they got one more week in Mexico for these tapings. So like I said, next week will be LAX's final Impact match on here. So that's going to happen. But I did enjoy it. And, I wanted to get my thoughts on the whole Impact Wrestling moving to AXS TV in October after Bound for Glory. And, Anthem acquiring both HDNet and AXS TV. Get my thoughts on the beginning about that. So tell me what you think about that, though. What do you think about Impact finally getting off that bullshit ass Pursuit channel, number one, which I'm happy to see. But like I said, with them on AXS TV, they're really gonna have to do some good things here. Like I said, what days I would say pick. What day do you think Impact Wrestling should be on now? Since they're going to be moving from Friday nights to whatever day that is after Bound for Glory, which, like I said, they need to move it that day because it's like a death sentence being on a hunting channel, okay? So at least AXS TV is a way you can, at least that's a channel you can actually find, okay? It's a channel that is, locatable, whatever word I can come up for that. So it's watchable at least, so instead of everyone always having to go to Twitch TV and everything. But this is a good step, and it is a bigger TV deal, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot of changes from that. But what do you think about the change and everything? I will say one thing, though, before I go, though. I don't know about all those rumors about them trying to buy out Ring of Honor next. I don't think that's true. I don't really believe it is in general. Those are just rumors right now. But even someone kind of made at one point is this: Ring of Honor needs to start doing something big for them to make them people pay attention to them right now, because a lot of these other wrestling companies are getting a lot of steam right now. A lot of people paying attention to them. Like I said, the TV schedule for wrestling is going to be really crazy in the next few weeks. Okay, it's going to be a lot of different shows on a lot of different days, and with Impact going on AXS TV, that's another channel wrestling show that's going to be on a different day too. So tell me what you think about their move to AXS TV. But I'm done with this review. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Hey, watch out. Whatever the time this video come up, it was Friday the 13th. So bad luck day, whatever you want to call it. Happy birthday to Scooby-Doo, 50 years old. Yeah, the dog is still rolling. Friday the 13th when he debuted on TV. And Supernatural also. So it's crazy triple type of day for Friday the 13th, alright? But that's my review. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace.